Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Taurus for the week of September 19th. Now do keep in mind, this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. Now I'm using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot as well as the Ethereal Visions Tarot. Oh, and the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right. Let's see here. Let me make sure we're all set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it. I think that looks just about good enough to me for right now. We'll go ahead and take 3 of these oracle cards to clarify as we go along. Okay, energy on the bottom. You have the Tower. So, Tower card, who just had this? Literally Virgo. So it must be something going on with earth signs, but here's the thing. The Tower is a card that I would really recommend you look at in a positive way. Okay, the Tower represents a blessing in disguise. It always leads you to the path of the star. 16 is the Tower, 17 is the star. This is the idea of potentially a false belief in your life being exposed, or something that you thought was on stable ground actually not being stable at all. And these people here, they were living in this tower, which had no doors. Okay, there was no way out of this tower. But now there is, right? Now there's a way out of their situation. Now that they know what was not true for them, they can start moving towards the truth, or moving what is in more alignment for them. And so it's best, from my experience and in my opinion, to look at the Tower card in that way. I like to keep my readings positive. Now, the other thing supporting that is in this reading here, Taurus, you have an extremely positive reading. Okay, all of these cards look very, very good to me. Yeah, I mean, maybe the one red flag is the Tower, but again, if you have that perspective, then you can kind of view it in a more positive way. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and let's dive in. So in the overall situation here, you have the King of Swords, or sorry, the King of Wands. And this middle card here is important. It's the most important card in the spread because it spills into the rest of the cards. And the King of Wands is all about somebody who is potentially business-minded or entrepreneurial in the tarot. This is the biggest card of the entrepreneur in the tarot. If you are not a business person, what this means is you are interested in doing something that you truly love to do. And it suggests that you probably can. It says that you probably do have the luxury, if you will, of doing something that you love to do because you have a lot of skills, you have a lot of talents, you have a lot of passions, hobbies, interests. And along with that, because of the amount of skills you've accumulated or the talents that you've accumulated, you will always have an opportunity in your back pocket, right? And so if the King of Wands finds themselves in a dead-end job, they'll move to a new job. They'll move to a new opportunity because they have the luxury of doing that. Now, what's interesting here is, so that's from a business standpoint. What is interesting here is you do have 2 counterparts in the tarot. You have the Queen of Wands, King of Wands. You have the Empress and the Emperor. So, this could be about love as well. You do have the Lover's card here. And it is possible that some of you find somebody who has a deep importance to you as well. I say that because the Tower can simply mean surprises. You may have just randomly met this person, or you may randomly meet this person when you least expect it, but there is definitely a counterpart energy here if you are not here for business on this reading. Now, in the past, you have the Lovers, you have the Hermit, and you also have the Queen of Wands. I do think that some of you have spent a period of time on your own here, okay? You've spent potentially an extended period of time in, being single or on your own here with the Hermit energy. The Hermit is somebody who prefers to take an introspective approach to life. In other words, they like to spend a lot of time on their own. That's why they're called the Hermit. And they really search for the answers that may not be in the textbook, but rather within them, right? And the other thing here is, I get the sense that some of you have spent time, so in a love, I'm talking about love here. So from a love perspective, I think some of you have spent time asking yourself what it is that you need. What do you need in a relationship, in a partnership, in a connection? And you figured that out. And the thing is, I say that because you have this Lover's card here in the upper row. The upper row is the row of your thoughts, or what is on your mind. This has been in your mind for some time. You have had relationships, love situations. This has been occupying some mental space for some of you here. And I think that you've done this on your own. I don't think you're looking externally for what is a normal, what is the cookie cutter, love, what is the Instagram story love. I think some of you are like, no, this is what I feel like love is. And as a result, you may have met somebody here. You could either be the Queen of Wands or the King of Wands. It doesn't matter. I don't attach gender to my cards, and we have King and Queen, Emperor, Empress. It doesn't matter anyway, but I don't do that. And so this could be you here with the Queen of Wands, but this could also be, even though you're a Taurus, I understand that I'm talking to an earth sign, but I just feel like intuitively this could be you. You could either be the Queen of Wands or the King of Wands here. And so it's possible that you've met somebody or you are meeting somebody now with these energies showing up here. And especially because they're in a diagonal position. So diagonals in this spread represent directions that you are headed. So definitely like what's been happening for you here. Now, in the current situation, you do have the Ace of Swords, you have the King of Wands, and you have the Emperor. So I do want to also touch on some business messages here as well. Clearly, there's a counterpart, right? And I do feel like some of you could be, that could certainly be on the table or on the horizon for you here. However, from a business perspective, the Queen of Wands is somebody who is really capable of attracting healthy and important situations into their life if they are authentic. And so this can be related to business. You could be attracting the right opportunity, you could be attracting the right job, you could have been attracting something, or manifesting, you could say, something into your life that you've been wanting to for a long time. And what could be going on here is now you have this King of Wands, you kind of stepping into that full realization of this situation you've been attracting, but also because you have the Ace of Swords here, which is all about some sort of new beginning in your life. It's a new beginning that leads to happiness, or it's happiness that leads to a new beginning. This is like okay, this is strange. I wanted to say like golden strike. I have no idea what that means. Maybe you know what this means, golden strike. I have no idea what that means. But this is like maybe a golden opportunity strikes at the right time, or a golden opportunity has struck at the right time for you here. And it's sort of like it's a breakthrough card. The Ace of Swords is a breakthrough card. And so it's almost like some of you feel like your luck is striking at the right time, or the opportunity is striking at the right time. Something kind of here is working out for you in this moment. Again, you have the Emperor here below. So the lower row is the subconscious. This is what you can't see, or what is hidden, or what is showing up in your dreams, how you talk to yourself. The Emperor, this is somebody who is a conqueror, right? I mean, you can see that they are on their throne here. They are kind of ready to take on whatever is sort of put on their plate. And the Emperor is a major omen of success in business, in career situations. This person has been successful. They are a leader. They have done well for themselves. And so I feel like, this is an extremely positive reading for you, whether you're here for business or for love. I do feel like some of you are really making power moves at this time. In the future, you have the Three of Cups, you have the Empress, and you also have the Six of Pentacles showing up here. So, you could be getting some support from other people here in the future. It's possible that, some of you may have met this person, or you may be meeting this person here through a friend of a friend or through a social gathering. So threes in tarot refer or connect to other people. You have the Empress is number 3 as well. And so you do have this idea of 2 threes here, Trinity, other people being involved. So, this can be your social circle, and it can just refer or relate to other people in your life here. It can also be about celebrations, happiness, good times, enjoyment, good times with others. The Empress, though, is a major sign of abundance in the tarot. You can see that they are in a very luxurious setting here. They're kind of sitting on, I don't know, what is this couch or whatever it is. There are crops below them. Crops represent a harvest. There's flowing water in the background. The Venus symbol here is on the stone. Venus is a planet of, luxury, wealth, the finer things in life. Venus is also a very good card for good sign, or planet rather, for love as well. And so, definitely it's one of these readings where I'm like, good thing after good thing. And I definitely love the energies here for Taurus. You have then the Six of Pentacles to wrap out this kind of part of the reading here. The Six of Pentacles says that some of you are really balanced in the way that you are approaching your situation. It's all about spiritual and material prosperity. It says that, the best way forward is to kind of balance those two sides of ourselves out to the best of our ability. It can also say that you're giving and receiving in harmony as well. You can see there's inflow, outflow here. This person's giving pentacles away. But as they give their pentacles away, the scale begins to tip or balance. And so it does say that, in life, as we give, we receive. And it can be a card where money's coming in as well, because it's not just all about outflow. It's not just all about charity and giving. It can say that there's inflow, there's money coming in as well. But as the scale suggests, the scale is about karma. The inflow part of that really does depend, are you being in service to others? Like, do you have a business that is helpful to other people, or are you helping people? And so hopefully you can understand the connection there that I'm making. Let's go and take a look at these 3 oracle cards here. So you have El Moria, Awakening Presence, the universe is with you, wear a cloak of protection and love. You have Lady Venus, downloads and understanding, truth is being revealed, deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. And then you also have Charity, prayer and contemplation, connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. Yeah, there's something about receiving here that feels very good for you. Because I was just talking about this Six of Pentacles, and now you have this Charity card. Actually, one of the key words with the Six of Pentacles is charity, or charitable giving. So I definitely feel like, I don't know if you're giving like in terms of like making a donation, but you could be just helping people at this time, is what I really feel like is coming in for you. And thing is, service-based businesses are really good right now, and they probably will be good for the rest of our lives, because, when you can provide value, you will get equal value in return. It's just a simple thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of these cards here. If you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have the Six of Swords, you have the Ten of Cups, you have the Five of Swords, you have the Two of Swords, and you also have the Page of Pentacles. All right, so the Six of Swords, Five of Swords, Two of Swords, that's to me suggesting to be careful about your thoughts and choose your thoughts wisely, okay? I mean, have an abundance of positive thoughts and try to drop any sort of push to, or any sort of like, what is the term that I'm looking for? If you feel like you want to think negatively, or what I should say is, if you catch yourself thinking negatively at this time, I would really be careful about that, because there is massive, massive opportunity in this reading for you. The Artist is an oracle card in this deck, and it says that you are sort of co-creating with the universe. You are capable of sort of kind of bending the universe to your will, if you will, and making something amazing at this time. It's somebody who's it can be associated with like obviously craftsmanship, artistry, design, speaking, dancing, writing, authoring, all of those sorts of things. But it's more about like being creative and coming up with creative solutions, being a creative person, co-creating with the universe, which I think is, that's another form of charity, right? Especially if you're somebody who like gives through social media, which in other words, if you create like TikToks where you help people, or you create, YouTube videos or Instagram posts where you are giving advice or you're giving helpful knowledge. Maybe you're like a CPA and you give really great accounting advice or accounting knowledge, like something like that. That is like a very good way of thinking about this idea of co-creation and giving back that is completely free. You have the 10 of Cups, which is all about total happiness. Again, major sign of abundance as well with the 10 of Cups. Abundance is not just about money, it's also about good energy and good vibes, and also just having like a good emotional life or emotional health. The Two of Swords, like I said, I think this is just about like being very mindful of the thoughts that you have and being careful that you do not dip into any sort of negative energy. Page of Pentacles says that generally in life your prospects are looking pretty good, and I would say that is certainly the case here in this reading. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.